the soup first, it makes the children and baby meat taste so much better.
Oh, okay.
And make sure to add extra bay leaf.
Okay. Oh, extra bay leaf. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Oh shoot, we're on. So we're waiting for Mad Witch. We just thought we'd go ahead and start, and then what we'll do is we'll talk shit about Mad until he comes on the channel, and then we'll act like we weren't saying anything mean at all.
Because we're good friends like that, dang it.
I mean, okay, so Loki, what pisses you off most about Mad Witch? Is it the way that he acts so arrogant, or is it his smugness? What do you find most annoying?
I think it's the smugness. What about you?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm torn between how smug he is and how much of how arrogant he is, but I don't know. You know, I'm kind of torn between the two, but I think maybe I'm leaning more towards his level of arrogance. Yeah.
True. But he does have a good sense of humor, at least, with it. Because I'm pretty sure he's going to rip on us the second he gets on.
I mean, we're obviously just making fun of him, joking about him. So let's see. We got Dorian in the chat. What's going on, Dorian? We got C Stu. What's up, C Stu? We got Witch's Girl. Hello. We got Robert Redmond. Hey, what's up, Robert? We got Vaughn, Travis Vaughn. Hey, Travis. And we got Cece, Mama Lokian. I think she's talking to you, Loki.
Yeah, it's taking a minute to load.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was funny. There was this person who did a video on. She had anyhow, you know about it, Loki. But she did this video response, and it was kind of bizarre. I don't know if she's watching, so I don't want to like be too specific. But anyhow, I wrote her a message on YouTube, and I was like, or on her video, and I said, you know, I don't have any hard feelings towards you. I think she may have taken I think she felt bad. Maybe she wasn't included in that 25 Gems series.
I mean, I watched the 25 Gems. I was looking at some of those channels. I was going, how the hell did I not know about these?
Yeah.
But I mean, to me, when she said that she put everyone on notice, that was kind of like, okay, I have done nothing but respected you, and I've done nothing but be nice to you. I actually went through and blocked her on Twitter because I'm like, nope, I'm not going to deal with her on there. And I can't block her on here, only through Google Plus. I just tend to, if somebody is being somebody who I respected and stood up for is being now this way, it's easier just to cut them off from your life. And when she was in your chat last night, I didn't respond to anything she said. I responded to everyone else.
Yeah.
When we were talking. So to me, she kind of put me off of wanting to talk with her because of that. And
so let me see if I can find. I'll put a link in the description so people can know what we're talking about. Let me see history.
I know she tagged us in on Twitter on it too. And I mean, I made a video about it. That was my little "the person knows who they are" video, because I was generally irritated about it because, like I said, I've never said anything ill about her. I stood up for her. I stood up for also other people who were Christian witches because I somewhat understand it. But
I didn't catch that part about being a Christian witch.
Yeah, she used to be.
Oh, okay.
She ended up changing, but it was her decision, and oh well. I mean, I've been studying things for years. I've been studying this stuff since I was a kid. I had to study it before I even chose religion to begin with because my mom made us study into everything. She's like, I want you to be knowledgeable when you go into church, or if you choose whatever path you choose. Hence why my family has a witch, 2 atheists, and a Christian.
Yeah. So here's the so it was a video by Emily Stevenson. So I'll put in a link in the chat so people can know what we're talking about. If they want to go and watch it, they can. But this particular person, I mean, I have an understanding of her. She has other issues going on, in my opinion. I don't know for sure, but that's kind of what I think. So I don't really take it too seriously. I think she's just kind of, it's her way of kind of maybe dealing with certain situations.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Mean, I don't see her as a bad person. I don't see her as a rude person. And this is the first time that she's ever said anything like that. And hey, look, a mad witch has appeared.
About time.
But I mean, it was her call to do what she did, and I don't care.
Yeah.
In the end, I said my piece in that video, and I know at least two people, maybe three if Ray's pops on, in the chat right now actually commented on it, and it's like, no, it's not you. Oh, don't worry. Yes, there's assholes in every group, and at least one of them is in this chat, is in this call right now.
Yeah.
Hi, Mad.
Yeah. Hey, Matt, how's it going?
Hi. Sorry I'm late. I completely and totally spaced.
So what'd you think of that hangout yesterday?
I was getting so pissed at Matt Slick.
Yeah, but he said he wasn't Matt Slick.
I was just getting pissed.
Right. I'll let you eat. I'm not gonna bother you.
I have to agree with what he was saying though. That was Matt Slick, because when you said Matt, he's like, yes.
Yeah, but well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not convinced. I mean, I think he would have. I think if I think he would have said something. I think he would have owned up to it. So I don't know. Maybe he didn't. I mean, if he didn't, then he's breaking one of his 10 commandments. If he's truly a follower of God, then if he's lying to us, that's a big sin in God's view of humanity. So that's up to him. But I was just frustrated because he wasn't being honest. He was just doing a lot of circular bullshit.
Yeah, I think that was why a lot of people ended up leaving, because he was just, besides dominating everything, going around and around in a circle. It's like, yes, sometimes people need to see something to believe it, but I can sit here and say, or think in my mind, I want Thor in my house topless. Not gonna happen. It's the same thing with going, well, God needs to come and show them the truth. It's like, you say that our books are invalid, but your Bible is not. But men lie.
Okay.
The fact that it's like, well, men are known to lie and do these things, but they were pushed by the hand of God to write the Bible. You don't know that. They could be lying.
Yeah.
There's actually a passage that goes along the line of saying, like, slick words or sly words or a sly tongue or something to deceive you or some shit like that. Exactly.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was just like going around in circles. Basically what he was doing was he was using deductive reasoning to try and get me to prove that God does not exist. And it's like, that wasn't the question. The question was, do you believe that your God exists? And he kept bringing it back to me,
right, and
trying to get me to prove that God did not exist. And it's like, that's not the point.
And to be honest, the proof of burden wasn't on you to begin with.
Right.
He was trying to affirm a positive job to negative. That's you can't do that. You can't assert a negative. Even scientists, people who debate for a living, they know this.
Yeah.
Just retarded.
Yeah. So I mean, it was just frustrating, but yeah, I mean, I probably should have kicked him a long time ago because poor Sniper Boy was just like sitting there, I guess, but he was engaging with the chat, but I felt bad because he was just like, he basically goes, me and Sniper Boy were chatting back and forth, and then I invited him on, and then he just took over the conversation from that point. But anyhow,
Yeah, I still say it's Matt.
you still think it was Matt Slick?
But
Don't you think if it was? But don't you think that if it was, he would have admitted it?
No,
you don't think so?
I think it's all part of the psychological warfare that of argument requires. I've seen it before, and that's why I kept on begging you to let me on, because I knew how to counter his arguments.
Yeah, but if you would have come on, it would have turned into a shitstorm because we would have all been yelling. I mean, when you get, especially something like that, when you get more people in the chat, it just turns into chaos. And especially like even poor Sniper Boy was sitting there being quiet. And I know you would have been like chatting back and forth, and I would have been chatting back and forth, and he would have been chatting back and forth, and we would have been all blah, blah, blah.
Got to with Sniper Boy when he came onto my channel. You know, when he was saying something, I shut up.
Mm-hmm.
He shut up. I got my point across. Sniper Boy had at least that much, common courtesy.
Right.
Which I appreciate that. That's how you're supposed to actually do a debate. But Plagueis, wherever the fuck his name was, he didn't let you get, and he was using hyperbole, and he was moving the goalpost, and he was using straw man, plus the Schrodinger's cat bullshit. You can't use that as an argument. You just can't. I could use that perfectly as an argument against the Christian God.
Yeah.
Works both ways. It's a paradox.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm sorry I tried to get onto that discussion between you and Sniper Boy. That was your thing.
Oh no, I was actually put you in, and then you were gone. And I'm like, where the hell did he go?
Yeah, I had to get going. I couldn't really stay.
And then you came back just like a few minutes just before we ended it.
I know. I was like, wow, because I was gone for like a good 2 hours.
2 hours.
And I come back and you guys are still going. I was like, whoa, they're still going. Yeah, I had to go and get something to eat. But yeah, because I came back and you guys were still going. I was like, whoa, they've been going for like 3 hours.
Well, I did invite
Zabora
right?
and
someone else. I forgot who it was now.
Well, I know you invited Zabora on because I watched that part.
Yeah, but that kind of pissed me off. She kind of apologized to me. Come back on. I'm like, I shut up. I let them talk. I let them hash it out. I went to go get myself something to drink and use the bathroom. I come back, put my headphones in, and the first thing I hear is, shut the fuck up. I'm like, holy damn, whoa. None of that.
I go to take a leak and this was happened.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I mean he was, but at least, yeah, I mean I agree with you. I think Sniper Boy is, he seems like a nice guy, So, I might, who knows? I might have him on again.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Anyhow,
I mean, I would even talk to him.
Speaking of which,
he's nice. I would even want to talk to him. I mean, I used to be Mormon, which is a version of Christian, so what most Mormons will say. And it's always interesting to see other people's take on things.
Right.
So he is a lot more polite than a few of the other Christians that I have seen around here. So.
Yeah, definitely. No, I agree with you. Logie. Yeah. I mean, he seems open to it. I'm sure that if you asked him, I'm sure he'd probably be happy to chat with you.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right. Hey, Jeremy, how's it going? So, all right. I notice, Loki, you always seem to manage to throw in there that you were Mormon. Like, no matter what we're talking about, you throw that in there. Hey, I was Mormon, by the way.
I used to be Catholic. Can I start doing that?
Yeah, you can. Well, I think it's more or less because I can understand the mindset of where some of the Christians are coming from. The ideal of their religion is a true religion, da 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 da. Because it's one of those things of going to church. It was kind of pushed into you, and it was almost. I don't know about with the Catholic religion or anything, but it was almost one of those constant things in Sunday school, and for me also in primary stuff like that. It's just one of those. I can somewhat see where Christians are coming from, but at the same time, I now am like, you know what? Fuck that.
Okay.
Brainwashing. It was the same way with the Catholic Church too. You didn't go to church. You didn't do your studies. You got a ruler across the knuckles. That's pretty much about it.
So, all right. So I didn't see. I don't know if either of you posted any videos that you wanted us to see, but I just went on to YouTube and I just like got a whole bunch of videos and put them in the watch later pile.
On Twitter.
No. I don't
Or was
know
that
if
last
I did
week?
or not. That was last week. I
I'm
know.
losing all track of time.
Yeah, I'm being stuck off for a week. So how do you think I feel? I don't even get to go to work for a week, and I'm like, you're kidding. Then what am I going to do with my life?
Huh?
Right.
What is okay? Okay, but anyhow, if you do get any videos, just add them to the watch later list, Loki.
Yeah. Well, I'll probably be on YouTube a lot more, so I'll be scanning videos.
Okay. Yeah. I just went in. I just put in Wicca is satanic and just did a quick search, and I found like within like 2 minutes, I found like 5 videos.
I am tempted to put in which pagan gods are the worst to see how many Christians said all of them.
Yeah, that seems
Right, Matt has to smoke outside now.
Yep.
That's why I take my smoke detectors out.
And
it's not the smoke detectors.
So.
It's the side where you get kicked out.
Damn.
I can go homeless, but I'm not sure about my girlfriend. She's not she's not prepared like that. She can always go to her mom's place though.
Her response is, "You can take it outside."
All right.
Take you outside. Yeah.
See here. So let me see if I can get the first video that we have in here. Whoops, where is it? Watch later. There it is. So the first one that we have is called Wicca is Satanic, Part 1.
Yay.
Yay. Let me get that started up. And I will turn annotations off.
Turn off my camera.
All right, let me see. So, let me turn. I'm going to start presenting. There we are. Oh, and then let me also put this over here. I'm going to turn my mic off.
And he goes silent.
I think he might be trying something new.
Yeah. In order to get my mic to work today, I had to unplug my boom mic, so.
Okay, do you all see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We see it. How about the chat? Chat sees it?
Oh, no, I see Mad's face.
You forgot to press present to everyone.
Yeah. Do you guys see it now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thus says the Lord, the King of Israel, and his Redeemer, the Lord of hosts. I am the first, and I am the last, and besides me there is no God. Isaiah 44:16. My friend, I come to you in the name of Jesus to tell you today, if you're an unbeliever, and you're even a Christian that's trying to look into the occult, that there's nothing good there. Wicca is a religion invented by Satan himself. Wicca is a religion of me, a religion of what I want to do. It's a religion that makes Wiccans feel and pagans feel as if they're the ones in control. Satan has created this on purpose because men love to be in control. Men love from the beginning. Even in the Garden of Eden, God gave a command, and Adam and Eve didn't listen. It's sad, isn't it, that God says simple things just for us to be obedient, and we want to do what we want to do at times, and we fall into sin. And that is what is happening with many Wiccans and pagans today.
There's a story about that.
Huh?
There's a story about that. You see,
Where's a story?
yeah, God told Adam and Eve not to eat from the tree of knowledge. But how are they able to know that they were being disobedient when they didn't know they were being disobedient? They didn't have that knowledge between right and wrong, good and evil, quote unquote. You know, to say that, oh, you know, dad says not to do this. We're not supposed to do this. When you raise your kids, you say, don't touch, you'll get hurt. You know, if they're reaching for like a stove or something, you know, and they won't listen until they actually touch the stove or you spank their hand, and then they'll listen. That's just how children work. Adam and Eve were children.
Yeah. Good point.
What you see today as Wicca, okay, is a lie from Satan. Satan is not going to come knocking at your door with a pitchfork, dressed in red, and looking like the cartoon characters they draw on TV. Satan is very, very conniving.
You see, the thing that upsets me the most is that he is saying that that Satan invented Wicca, but that's his interpretation. It doesn't say anything in the Bible about that. That's his interpretation of it.
He's a liar. He's a thief. He comes to them as an angel of light. Many who join this religion of Wicca, they think that this is kind of like, at the beginning, they think that this is kind of like Harry Potter.
No, they don't.
I was about to say, no Wiccans that I know ever said, I became a Wiccan just because of Harry Potter. No. I don't know anyone who does that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there are some people who possibly get into it. Not really. I mean, they kind of get into it really just because they're looking into it, and they have their own preconceived notions of what it is, and maybe they think it's maybe they don't take it necessarily seriously. I'm just going to admit that. I think that there are some that do. They don't take it very seriously. And in my opinion, those are the people, they're going to practice Wicca for a while, and they're going to move on to something else. I mean, I see videos all the time like, I'm an ex-Wiccan. I no longer practice Wicca. And they move on to something else. And I know exactly why they moved on to something else, because they weren't actually studying Wicca and its history. They were studying something that was read in a book, and they had a certain belief about it, and a certain concept of it. And I know that there are a lot of eclectic Wiccans out there, and there's nothing wrong with that, but they're creating their own form of Wicca, which is fine if that's what they want to do. But for people who are serious about it, who are going to look into it deeper, they're going to find out so much more about what Wicca actually is, rather than what a lot of people believe it is. So to a certain extent, I can kind of agree with him on that. But again, I don't think that those people are going to stick around very long. They're going to move on to something else.
Yeah, they will jump on the next thing that seems to be trending on the bandwagon.
Right.
Like vampires.
Yeah. which
Mhm.
I've seen that before too. So I've seen people go, well, I'm this, and then 2 weeks later, oh, now I'm this. It's like, just pick one and stay with it, damn it.
Yeah. And I mean, if you're the type of person who just likes to look around, also nothing wrong with that too. Sometimes
True.
you have to, you have to like practice something for a little while to find out if it is for you.
Well, yeah.
They love the moon, they love the sun, they love the trees, they love Mother Nature.
We don't, some of us probably do love it, but we just understand that there's a symbiotic relationship there. We are a part of the earth. So a lot of people who are very environmentally conscious, they understand that, yes, they have a reverence for nature and a respect for nature, but we also understand that it is a part of us. Basically, our own survival depends upon our ability to breathe oxygen, hunt for food, and to, have clean soil to grow food in. I mean, it's a symbiotic relationship.
Well, even the ancient civilizations realized that too. That's why they started instead of worshiping, instead of them keeping on with the worshiping of women, they moved on to worshiping the sun because, like you said, they realized that they need certain things in order to grow their crops when we became farmers.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Many actually volunteer times at homeless shelters. Many actually try to do things that we would categorize as good deeds. But that, to me, honestly, we're not saved by works. We're saved by grace of Jesus Christ. There's nothing you can do so good that can save you. And
I hate that.
I do too.
I absolutely hate that reasoning. You get saved by grace, not by works, and it's like, well, how can you judge somebody on their character if you're not looking at what they do with their lives? If they're sitting around, being a complete and total douchebag, you're going to say that they're an asshole, and they don't, they're a bad person.
Right.
Exactly. I was about to say, I know a lot of people who, regardless of being atheist or in the Church of Satan, they prefer to go and help other people because it's just part of humanity. It's called being a decent person. You don't have to have religion to give a shit about your fellow man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
So the whole, you can't do good works if you're a pagan, you can only do that if you're Christian, is bullshit.
Yeah. And also, in my opinion, I think that the character of a person is more important than their actions. I mean, people, you can volunteer at homeless shelters or feed the homeless or, do other things that are benefiting your community, but then still turn around and be a complete asshole to other people and, be and lying and just being a real jerk to people. And that doesn't make you a good person either. I mean, one of the people who are trying to be a good person or whatever, I think they're just trying to be who they are, and that's just either they feel good about it and they enjoy doing it, and that's probably why they do it. It's actually a very selfish act. If you're a good person, you're probably being a good person because it makes you feel good and or other people like you. So it's a very selfish thing, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, when I volunteer time, I do it because I want to be surrounded by kitty cats. But I mean, I volunteer my time at the cat house because I like playing with cats, and I can only have one cat, so why not volunteer where I can play with a bunch of cats? So
There you go.
to me, that's what makes sense to me. And even if I volunteered at homeless shelters or other things that I did in the past, I did it because I'm like, well, people need stuff and I have free time. Why not spend it doing something?
Yeah.
Tries to hide behind their works. They try to hide behind the fact that they try to do good deeds. And when you look at this religion from the exterior, you say, wow, I mean, this guy's a tree hugger. He's not a bad guy. And you look at people like who worship Buddhism. and you say, this guy's the most peaceful dude I've ever met. But they're not worshiping Jesus Christ. They're worshiping a false god. The Wicca religion, Satan has created it for that exact purpose, to get you to worship the creation versus the creator. You see, because Satan himself is a creation. And if he gets you to worship the creation, he's getting you to stop worshiping Jesus Christ. And that's his goal. Satan knows he's headed straight to hell. And he wants you to go to hell.
That's so funny.
Oh, just the entire thing.
Yeah.
It's that whole you're going to hell because you're doing something against somebody else's belief.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, Satan didn't create Wicca. It's people did, in a way. It's something that's been around. And honestly, to sit there and say a different deity created this just because yours doesn't go by it, it's one of those baffling things again. And it's just funny how he's saying Satan did this, Satan did that. It's like, so instead of blaming something on something else, you want to find a scapegoat.
Right. Yeah. It's funny. It's like, this is also, again, it's his interpretation. It doesn't say anything in the Bible about that, but that's his interpretation of it. They basically, a lot of these people I notice, they really just want to interpret the Bible a certain way. They don't want to read the Bible for what it is. They want to interpret it. And they pick and choose what they want to take literally, and then the other stuff they take metaphorically. And it always seems that whatever fits their particular agenda and their particular viewpoint, they will take literally and then loosely interpret it and twist it and use it for their own purpose. But anything that contradicts them, they will view that as metaphorical.
Yeah.
You know?
As an example, he's created a wide variety of many different deities, many different gods in Wicca. To this date, if you ask a Wiccan, where do you go when you die?
Wait. Did he say deities?
Yeah.
Like diet?
Well, I think he meant deity.
I worship diets. I'm a dietist.
Yes.
That Atkins diet is the best worship ever.
Every single one of them probably has a different answer. If you ask them, who do you serve? Who is your God? Just about all of them have a different answer. Because Wicca is a religion of me. Me.
Oh my God.
Me. No, it is a religion of individualism, meaning that everybody, there's no real set dogma when it comes to big questions about like life and death and gods and stuff like that. That's left up to the interpretation of the individual. It's still an individual path. I mean, even if you take like the most hardcore Gardnerians, you know, they still interpret it and they still have their own individual practice and their own individual belief. Even if they're hardcore, they still have their own individual beliefs and practices within it. It's very much an individual religion. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a me religion, because it's not that they worship the self. That's not the point of it. It's the celebrating the Sabbats, especially the 4 main Sabbats. They are definitely a celebration of the passing and the phasing of the cycle of the nature, and also seeing that within ourselves.
Exactly.
You can see within ourselves a birth, a maturing, and then getting married and having children, and then coming back around to the end and dying. And a lot of Wiccans do believe in reincarnation. It's understanding that you pass and you come back, you pass and you come back. The crops rise and the crops fall, you know? So it's kind of, it's a way of, again, what the hell's going on?
Can you hear me?
That's on Loki's end. I don't know what the hell that is.
Okay,
Yeah.
then that means my mic is picking up from my computer and not my headset.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all right.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now, but we were hearing some other noises.
What about now? Can you
No,
hear me now?
yeah, we can hear you, but
Okay.
we don't hear any noises.
Yeah, it was picking it up from my I was trying to figure out why it was picking up my computer mic and not my headset mic, and apparently I had to set on default. And the default is my computer mic, not my headset. My
Okay.
headset fills out Soren Skyrim.
Okay, that's all right. So all right. Well, that's okay. I forgot what I was saying, but anyhow, I don't think it's important.
Sorry.
In other words, the letter I comes before the letter U any day of the week in the alphabet. Satan has created gods in their religions, such as Asar. He's the Kemetic god of fertility and vegetation. Aset, the Kemetic mother goddess. He's created Athena, the Greek goddess of spiritual guests.
What? Athena is the goddess of wisdom and battle.
I was about to
Understandable.
say, did he not study his gods?
Apparently not.
Okay. Look at this one. This one, even if you're an unbeliever and you're a Wiccan, you got to admit, this is crazy. Al-Nai, the Celtic green man. Come on,
Celtic, not Celtic, Celtic. It's from the word keltoi, which is Greek. It's a hard K, not a soft S.
Celtic green man. What is he, like the Lucky Charms guy or something?
And also the green man is probably Brittonic and not Celtic.
We have Bacchus, the Roman god of wine and barley.
Bacchus.
The Roman goddess of war. You see, Wicca is like the dollar menu at McDonald's or Burger King. You get something that feeds you. Okay, you feel like you're in control. That's my goddess. I do a couple of rituals and bada bing, bada boom. It's my thing because I did the ritual. And that's what he tries to get you in Wicca. He tries to make you feel like you're in control. You get to pick your goddess. You get to pick your rituals. You get to pick your different types of things that you like to do. Some get involved in orgies. Some get involved.
What? Oh, dear. Fuck. What the
I would
hell?
love to have an orgy. Yes, that's why.
Yeah,
that's
really.
why I'm a witch.
What
Yeah.
is
For
he
the
smoking?
orgies.
Yeah, I mean it's okay. Yes, if you depending upon what form of Wicca you practice, yes, you can essentially pick your own deities. You can pick, if you feel drawn towards Apollo, and then you also feel drawn towards Isis, you can put those deities together if that works for you. But a lot of Wicca traditions, again, like traditional Wicca covens, they have a set god and goddess. That's who they worship. On your own, you may follow a certain deity, and if you're in a circle and you're in a group of consenting adults and you want to have an orgy, then go ahead and have an orgy. But don't go into a Wicca coven assuming that people are going to be having orgies, because you're going to be sadly disappointed. And also, if the only reason to have an orgy is to be in a Wiccan circle, then again, you're going about it the wrong way. If you really are into orgies, you can find certain groups that are into stuff like that. There's various swinger groups and stuff like that, if that's really what you're interested in doing.
I'm just like, we don't pick. Yes, we can pick and choose what gods and goddess we want, but it's not like the dollar menu. It's just one of those moments of, what is he smoking? How much is he smoking? And why isn't he sharing?
Yeah, but in a sense, he's actually right. I mean, you can pick and choose what you want to believe.
Yeah, but it's what fits better with you more or less than what you just feel is right at that moment sometimes. Though I know some people who switch every other week, so.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of the things. I mean, I agree with that. I think that some people do take it a little too far, and they're just kind of like, well, anything goes, and that it's like at a certain point, you're no longer practicing Wicca. You're actually practicing something completely different. So I do agree with him. I do think that to a certain extent, some people will take it to that extreme where it's like anything goes, and not really. There's certain things that you can do that are kind of outside, that are, you know, you can still work within a certain framework that would be considered quote unquote Wicca. But once you start breaking that framework, then you're no longer practicing Wicca. You're actually practicing something else.
Yeah.
So.
Involved in animal rituals. Some get involved in doing a lot of satanic things. They think it's good because Satan has said it's good, but in reality it's leading them straight to hell. If this is you today, let me tell you something. God predicted this was happening. If you look at Wicca, you will notice that this huge trend of tree worshiping and different types of deities has started in the last few years, but God predicted in his word that this would happen.
That's his interpretation of it, though.
In his word. And Romans 1:25 says that they exchanged the truth of God for a lie and worshipped and served created things rather than the creator. Although Satan has tried to hide the reality of Wicca under these false lies that they're peaceful, that they love trees, that they love Mother Nature, it's a lie from Satan, my friends. They're exchanging the truth of God for a lie. If this is you today, let me tell you something.
See, this is what I don't understand about a lot of Christian thought when they start getting, especially in this verse. So how are we supposed to treat the earth? We're supposed to treat the earth as it is just a source for us that we can just exploit and completely destroy, and we basically can treat it like it's crap. And somehow we're assuming that I'm going to put somebody on quiet. It's now I lost the thing. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I think it'll unmute her after a while.
No.
Are you unmuted?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had my thing on mute, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Well, I thought it was you, so I muted you.
Yeah, it could be my headset's acting up. I don't know. I will have to go in there and look at it later. But I actually did want to say something about that. The whole.
Yeah, and I was in the middle of saying something. Sorry.
Sorry. You finish first. I apologize.
That's all right. Go ahead. I can't remember what it was.
Well, the whole thing about the Bible says a certain verse. It doesn't particularly say what it's directed towards, yet he's interpreting it as it's directed towards Wicca or witchcraft or anything that it might not be directed towards.
I was in your position. No, I wasn't a Wiccan or a pagan. The bottom line, I was a sinner, and I was a slave to the world. Therefore, I served Satan without even knowing it. So I wasn't in too different of a shoe than you're in right now. I heard a lot of preachers tell me that Jesus loved me, but I saw a lot of hypocrisy in the church. I saw a lot of preachers tell me that God wanted to save me, but I looked at churches and all I saw was arguing and fighting and said to myself, that wants to save me, please. But my friends, it wasn't until I actually said to myself, you know what, I'm actually going to read the Bible. I'm actually going to give this a shot without any bias. I'm actually going to try to seek God.
Oh, that's what I was saying. So the fact that a lot of Christians seem to treat the earth as if it's unimportant. That's, it doesn't, just because you have a certain reverence and understand about how we are dependent upon this materialistic world, it doesn't mean that we worship it. I don't think anyone necessarily worships trees and worships nature as much as that they just understand how we are interconnected with it, how we are a part of nature. It's like, sometimes you'll hear people about how they have to go camping to attune themselves with nature, or they need to get out and attune themselves with nature because we already feel so separate from nature. But the fact of the matter is we are part of nature. There's no way we can escape that. We are a part of it. And just to understand that that's just the way it is. And to assume that, we're apart from nature, that just doesn't make any sense. So I never understood how Christians can view that.
Preach it, brother.
And as I started doing so, I found out who God was. I believed in Jesus Christ. I repented of my sins. And I'm saved. Not because of anything I did, but because of him. He had so much grace that he looked at me and he said, I want to save you. He said, Tally, I died for you. Went on that cross, paid the price for your sins. And I have a living river of water right here for you. I am coming soon, and this living river of water is available freely to all of mankind. Will you drink of this living river of water today? And I said yes. You see, he didn't have to give me that choice. He is so awesome that he gave us the choice to obey or disobey.
It's pulling at the heart muscle.
Seek him.
Huh?
It's pulling at the heart muscle.
Or choose the world. That choice that he gave me, he is offering it to you. The question is, will you continue to serve God such as the Celtic Green Man?
Celtic. And again, the Green Man is probably Britannic.
Blame the basketball team.
Yeah, really. Probably should.
Such as Baal, the Phoenician god of high places. Gods such as Dakini, the Buddhist goddess of life turning points.
What? Who the hell is that?
Who did he say? What was the name? It sounded like he said genie.
Let me hear it. You know, Loki?
He said Boutini.
Boutini?
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, let's hear it again.
The Phoenician god of high places. Gods such as Dakini, the Buddhist god.
Sounds like Dakini.
I think he means Takini. It's supposed to. I don't think he's pronouncing it right. He hasn't pronounced quite a few of the names correctly, so it wouldn't surprise me if he's mispronouncing it.
Gods such as Dakini, the Buddhist.
Yeah, Dakini. Yeah, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know who that is.
Goddess of life turning points. I mean, false made-up gods that little kindergarten kids can make up. Will you continue to worship these idol gods, or will you today understand your position as a sinner? Because you're a liar, you're a thief, you're a sinner. I'm a sinner. Jesus Christ is coming soon. He's telling you that he understands your position.
Jesus Christ is coming soon. Everybody look busy.
Yet he is telling you, even you worshiping that Celtic green god,
Celtic.
even you worshiping Edjo, the Kemetic goddess of the childbirth, even you worshiping Frey, the Norse god, or Freya, the Norse goddess, that he wants to take you today. He wants to transform you.
He wants to be inside of you.
And he wants to set you free.
Jesus, come all over me.
I noticed something. He did not say what Freya or Frey were the god and goddesses of, but he said everyone else's.
Right.
So
He doesn't know, that's why.
So I'm like, you just looked up random names. I knew it.
Probably. he wants to come all over us. He wants to be inside of us.
Will you choose Jesus today? Will you allow him to mold you? Will you repent of your sins? Or will you continue to worship gods such as Kali, the Hindu goddess of destruction, Khonsu, the Kemetic moon god, Luna, the Roman moon goddess? My friends, if this things that I'm reading is not making you either laugh or making you say, you know what, this is a lie of Satan, I don't know what is, my friends. Noon, the Kemetic goddess of original chaos and primordial waters.
Okay, hold on. So he's basically saying that, I'm reading you off all these ancient pagan god and goddess names and stuff and whatever, and their aspects, right? It should scare you. It doesn't scare me. It actually makes more sense than an all-powerful, omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing, all-caring, all-forgiving warlord. The pagan gods make a lot more sense.
Right.
They do.
Because at least they govern one aspect of our lives, not everything.
Exactly.
Yep.
My friends, these are all lies of Satan. He wants you to go to hell with him. There's one who went on that cross and conquered on your behalf. And he's offering you these living rivers of waters. You've seeked drugs. You've seeked orgies. You've seeked alcohol to try to fill that void in you. You've done the rituals. You've done it all.
Hey, what's wrong with alcohol?
I was about to say, I seek alcohol so I can get the crazy out of my head.
Yeah.
Mostly these people.
The only thing that keeps us sane.
Exactly.
Seeking drugs and orgies and alcohol, all because
Oh.
we can't accept God's grace.
We're horrible.
Yep.
Sense of power. But in the name of Jesus, let me tell you, the devil is a liar. Come to Jesus today. He will never fail you. May God bless you.
So, all right. So there we go. There's that one.
That was actually pretty quick for a 10-minute video.
Yeah. Well,
He didn't say much.
yeah, it was mostly about how Jesus is good, how Jesus is great.
Yeah. And pretty much how I mean, he also took a lot of liberties with the Bible.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah.
Are we turning our cameras on?
Yeah. I think we'll just watch we'll see how our time goes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you have school tomorrow, Mad?
Technically, I have school every day.
Okay, but I'm okay.
No,
We'll probably.
I can do it whenever the hell I want.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I just wanted to check out the chat. See, hello, Mish. How's it going? See, Robert, CC. What's gonna be tips on how to read? Sniper Boy's converting CC.
Oh no. What people do for
Off.
booty.
Oh, really?
In the background.
Oh, so I think I might have figured out the problem. My mute switch on my headset is also not working correctly.
Oh, okay.
So I'm used to muting myself via that, and it's not muting because I have it set on mute right now, and you can hear me.
Okay.
So.
Well, it's all right. It was just when I was talking, I could hear noise in the background. It was.
My cat was rubbing against my headset, and she went flying.
It's your cat's fault.
Yeah, for some reason she's in love with me if I'm on my computer.
Of course, because you're paying attention to anything but her. That's why she's all.
I'm at the table eating, trying to craft, trying to sleep, or sitting at my computer. She has to have my attention. But if I walk up to her to pet her anytime, she'll walk away.
A typical cat.
Yep.
Now Soren's trying to call it. I think she went to the room. But yeah, fluffy beasts that I call children because they're cheaper.
They're cheaper. You don't have to send them to school.
And they don't talk back
Right.
most of the time.
Mine does.
Your cat talks back?
My cat.
Wait, your kid
talks back.
What are you talking about?
Back.
Oh, okay.
She yells at me all the time. Jelly sandwiches. She wants to eat my peanut butter jelly sandwich.
So people are saying in the chat that was bikini. So they think the bikini, the goddess of bikinis.
So, like I was saying, he listed off all the other gods' aspects and what they do. He did not list off Freya or Freya's. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, but he also, I mean, I don't think I would not consider. I don't even know. I was hoping Zabora was in the chat. I don't even know how to pronounce. I think it's Nuin, but that's more of a goddess of the night.
Yeah.
It could represent kind of chaos, but I think she had other different aspects than what he was talking about. So I mean his whole thing is just, I mean, it's basically the same thing you hear about everything. Oh, well, basically God is God and everything else is created by Satan.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. But that's their interpretation. And even so, it's not that God even says, it's not even said in the Bible. They say, you know, thou shalt not worship any other gods before me. But it doesn't say that all other gods are created by Satan. It doesn't say that in the Bible. That's just their interpretation. Well, Cece, your feelings get hurt very easily, so there's not much I have to do to hurt your feelings.
Ouch!
So what do you know about Nuin, Cece? How is that an ouch? I thought that was something easily pointing out.
You hurt her feelings by saying that.
I hurt her feelings by saying that her feelings are hurt too easily? Okay. I was just on a stream earlier with somebody. We were talking about all the drama that happens on YouTube, and we were talking about how if you have a thin skin, don't do videos. Don't do it because something will happen. Somebody will say something and your feelings will get hurt. You got to have a thick skin if you're going to make videos. If you're just going to watch videos, that's different.
Just don't give a shit.
Well,
I've had people call me all sorts of names on YouTube, and I was like, "You got to do a little bit better than that. Come on, let me really have it. Come on, I know you got one."
Yeah, really, you come on. That's it. That's all you got.
Baldy.
Yeah, I know. It's like
white trash.
Yeah.
Okay, what was the goddess name that he said was of chaos?
Nuin, Nuin.
Okay.
I think that's the one he meant.
I'm not seeing Nuin on here actually.
What are you looking at?
I typed in my thing, Egyptian god of chaos, goddess of chaos, and it gave me a list.
I think it's Nuit. Nuit.
Nuit. No. There's Nut, which is she's a goddess of the sky and stars.
That's her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's a goddess of sky and stars. The closest thing to chaos is Kuk. I cannot pronounce it. It's a personal profess of dark.
What site are you looking at?
It took me straight to Wikipedia when it was supposed to be a regular list. Go figure. But they do actually have more references on here. Ancient gods of Egypt. But let's see if I can find a better one.
Yeah, maybe go to like anthropology or history plus Egyptian gods.
at Discover Egypt. They normally have a...
Shit. Overpaint.
Yeah, because Cece said that Nuit is a night goddess,
Yeah.
which sounds about right. Nuit, Book of the Law. Yeah, I know Crowley was into Nuit. Ape of Thought.
Yeah, I'm not seeing I'm not really seeing one. I guess being into the light of the stars and such and all is apparently horrible in its chaos.
Yeah, I mean, I could see how a goddess of darkness and night can be considered sort of chaos because you don't know. It's kind of like the darkness. It's the unknowable, the unseen. It is something kind of. I mean, that's probably why we associate darkness with quote unquote evil, because it's so. It's the unknown. We don't know what's going to happen in the night.
Okay.
Thieves love the night.
Thieves love the night. Yes.
So far,
And also ships pass a lot in the night too.
Yeah. So far, the closest that I'm coming is Keek, or it's either spelled K-E-K or K-U-K.
Keck.
They have two. Keck, yeah. Keck is, it means darkness. It's a procession of darkness.
Pakistanis are an oppressed people. In the Great Meme Wars.
Well, the Keck genocide is real.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to deny it.
It sometimes refers to as chaotic darkness. So he still got it wrong regardless.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just funny. It's just they try to find everything they possibly can negative about it. I mean, it's just funny. But if God created the earth for us, why would we not respect it and treat it as such?
I mean, it's a resource that can die out, and people are like, "Oh, it'll renew itself." It takes a while to renew itself.
It's trees. Now that we know, trees actually are beneficial after we cut them down.
Yeah. So let's see what's all right. Let me see.
And I know in Washington, if you buy property and you plant X amount of trees on it, they will pay you.
Okay.
To maintain the trees.
All right. So let's see. We could either watch part 2, or we could see a book review of Wicca, Satan's Little White Lie by.
Let's go with Bill.
You want to go with Bill?
Yeah, I miss Toilet Paper Beard.
All right. What do you think, Mad?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go with the Great White Pube.
All right, the Great White Pube. See if I can get it. Damn it! I got too many freaking windows. Okay, there we go.
Only need 2. One for YouTube, one for porn. I mean, other things.
Let me see. Let me present. There we go. Do you see it?
Pretty.
Hello, I just finished reading Wicca, Satan's White Lie by William Schneblin, and now I understand why the witches hate this book so much. Basically, it's because he disturbed the kingdom of darkness. There's a lot of good information in this book, and I don't agree with every single thing he says. I'm an Orthodox Christian, and William is anti-church structures. He seems to be institutionalized Christianity. So I would disagree with him on that. I guess he's some kind of evangelical. But basically, there's a lot of good information. I think possibly the critics of this book don't know how to read books. See, you need to understand that when William puts little numbers after a sentence, that means there's a reference. See, so you need to go to the end of the chapter and look at the reference where he cites his source. So he backs up a lot of his claims with cited sources, and that's very important for you to understand. These are not empty claims. He is giving the sources. And he exposes a lot of the evils of—
Yeah, but a lot of the sources that he cites are other bullshit books written by other people or himself. And by the way, I ordered that book. I found a copy of it used online, and I'm hoping that person stole the book. I don't want a single penny going to Mr. Snuffleupagus. So I'm waiting for that book to arrive.
Yeah.
Do you got a Xerox?
Huh?
Xerox?
I didn't understand you.
Do you have a Xerox?
Do I have a Xerox? What do you mean?
Can you scan it?
A copy. Yeah.
Oh, a copy. Why didn't you just say a copy of it instead of a Xerox?
Because
Xerox
they're called Xerox.
No, they're not.
Xerox
Because
branding.
it's mad.
Man,
Because it's mad, and he has to be technical.
just copy it, man. You can make a Xerox copy.
Yeah, copy it. Make a PDF.
Oh my god.
Make a P. Yeah.
Okay,
Make a
yeah.
PDF.
I don't have a scanner. I don't have a scanner.
Aww.
Aw,
Damn it.
damn it. You should ask something like that offline.
Why? Technological age. This is communication.
Hey, would you?
What are we doing,
publicly
Stale?
violate copyright law? Sure, I'll violate copyright law.
Hey, I just said for
It's
me.
not like-
That's not violating copyright law. I didn't say I was going to buy it.
Wicca and witchcraft, historically, the satanic presence in it. And I like the fact that he showed the historical connection of Satan with witchcraft.
I'm looking forward to that. That's bullshit.
And he pointed out that contrary to what pagans and witches often say, Satan is not a Christian invention.
Yes, he is.
Basically, we see in the Zoroastrian religion, which is way pre-Christian, there was a metaphysical dualism between a good and a bad God. See, so they believed in a bad deity. Also, we have in Judaism in the Old Testament also a belief in the devil, and he gives examples of this. We have
Nope.
And that's where Christianity got it from.
Right. I mean, they don't understand that Christianity did take a lot from pagan religion well in its early stages. And the fact that, and I don't like it when they say, well, Satan was in the Old Testament. No, he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the concept of Satan wasn't ever there until the New Testament, many, many, many thousands of years later. And you say it all the time, Lilocan. I don't know how many times you have said it. Ha-Shatan is the adversary,
Right.
not the devil. You know, I'm pretty sure I can find like 10 videos in the next 5 minutes of yours that say that.
Right.
Satan in the book of Job. He's mentioned in Genesis. And also, he points out that the Hindus believed in evil spirits, as do the Muslims. The Muslims believe in the jinn. There are evil jinn. And William doesn't mention the jinn. He just talks about how the Muslims believe in the devil, and Buddhists believe in evil spirits, as do the Shintoists. And he talks about Set, the false demonic god Set. So basically, this is a good book. I think it's worth reading, and I want you people in witchcraft and the pagan community to know that we're not your enemies. Okay.
We're not your enemies. We just want to completely disparage and just tell you that you're living a religion that is completely made up by some kind of an imaginary evil being, and you're being lied to and deceived. But it's not that we, look bad on you or want to start a war with you or anything. But we just want to point out that you're just doing everything wrong.
We only say you're evil to make us feel better.
Right, exactly. But we don't think you're evil or anything. We're not trying to start a war with you.
We want to be friends.
Exactly.
You are very important to God, and God has a great plan for your life, and he wants you to live with him forever in eternal bliss. You need to understand that there is a war going on for your soul, and I invite you to call upon the name of the Lord Jesus. Humble yourselves. So you need to humble yourselves, and God will give you great.
I'm not going to participate in this imaginary war.
I'm not
What
either.
are we
Apparently, we're fighting Christians. But at the same time, you humble yourself by being a decent person. You don't have to go, oh, I humble myself to God. What does that even accomplish? I mean,
really.
Damn.
Yep, good point.
Yes. Call upon the name of the Lord. Repent of the occult and paganism and witchcraft. Say, Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner, and throw out all your pagan paraphernalia. And I would encourage you to even burn it if it's permissible in your particular environment and city. Okay, now if you want to do a study on the biblical prohibitions of witchcraft, divination, mediumship, necromancy, spiritism, magic, spells, astrology, things of that nature, then I recommend a book by Craig Hawkins called Witchcraft Exploring the World of Wicca. He goes into the...
In every single video that this guy does, he always recommends this book. Always.
He must really like that book.
Or he works for it, or he gets money for adding it out. So get this book.
Yeah.
So I can get $5 more on my check.
Yep. Yeah, you see any kind of use of magic, sorcery, divination, or anything is condemned in the Bible for other people to do it, but when it's actually done, when they divine and prophesize and do magic and all this stuff in the Bible, well, that's okay to do, but other people can't do it. So if it's Christian magic, it's okay. If it's non-Christian magic, that's no good.
Old Testament, the New Testament. He gets into the Hebrew and the Greek, and it's a very good book. And he has a smaller book that does the same job, but it's a little smaller. It's called Goddess Worship, Witchcraft, and Neo-Paganism. Okay, so we're not your enemies. We're here for you. And if there's anything I can do for you, send me a message. Okay, I want you people to renounce this wickedness, because basically you're just deceived. Okay, and you need to humble yourselves and admit to the fact you're deceived, and cry out to Christ and ask for enlightenment and understanding and mercy and forgiveness. Okay, I thank you for listening. And before I end this video, there's something else I want to mention. I almost forgot. I've noticed that there are people criticizing William, claiming that he was not a Wiccan high priest.
He wasn't.
That's you.
Yeah, really, exactly. That's me. I think I'm the only one who criticizes him.
Yeah, they've mentioned you before, then they mentioned me once before, but that's just because I was already there. So
yeah, he wasn't a Wiccan high priest. He was initiated as a first degree in Boston, but that's
isn't that all you found out?
Yeah, Well, yeah,
Like
exactly.
you actually did research.
Well, yeah, exactly. I verified it was somebody in Boston who I know in Boston. I tweeted this person and asked them, and they said yes, he did. They told me what coven he was in and when he was initiated, but he was only a first degree.
And basically, let me just respond by saying that what you've done is you've committed the ad hominem fallacy. You're attacking the man. And even if
What? Yeah, I enjoy. Well, let's. I'm just going to assume he's talking about me. I don't know if he is, but I'm gonna let my ego get inflated for a minute.
I was about to say, because I know Matt's done videos on him. I've known Dorian has. I haven't, because I steer away from that unless I'm on here with you guys.
Well, he created it September 14th, 2016.
Ah. So it's not that old.
Yeah. So I don't know who he's talking about. All right, I'll take it back. I don't know who he's talking about. But I forgot what I was talking about. Hold on.
So you're attacking the man.
And basically, let me just respond by.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because, yeah, I love to make fun of him. Like, make fun of his name, make fun of his beard, make fun of the fact that he's an aging hippie who might be kind of like, confusing things because of all the drugs that he took in the 60s. And that he's a narcissist. And that he's practiced everything under the sun, and I believe he kind of stretches the truth a little bit. Yes, but I do attack his arguments. I do.
And one of the things that we have done before is we have pointed out the fact that there is no possible way he has all of this knowledge.
Right.
For being a high priest or a high dragon druid. I don't fucking know. He'll make something up.
He's high. He'll make something up. That's what he is.
Yeah, I mean, he said that he lived off of human blood for 18 months, which is impossible. He says he's in the Illuminati, which again is impossible because the Illuminati doesn't exist. He claims to have been beyond a 33rd degree Mason, and there is nothing higher than a 33rd degree Mason in the Scottish Rite tradition. He claims that he was also part of the Palladium Freemasonry, which is complete bullshit. It's part of the Taxil hoax, and there was never any kind of Palladium Freemasonry. And he also claims that he was in the Church of Satan, which they have no record of him being in the Church of Satan. So the only thing that he probably was he was apparently initiated as a Wiccan in a Alexandrian coven in Boston. Forget exactly the year. He was a Mason to the 3rd degree before they kicked him out, and he probably was in the Mormon Church, and he probably was a Catholic. That's about the only thing that's true.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the claims that he makes, I'm pretty sure I've seen other people make similar claims, but his are more outlandish. His are more out there. His are more disturbing because he thinks he can get away with it, that people won't go and fact check. But they do fact check. He can say, well, they don't have any records of it because this happened, or they don't want you to know that I was in it. It gets to the point where he sits there and claims, well, they got rid of the records so that nobody would know.
Right.
Well,
Peter Gilmore, who's one of the original founders of the Church of Satan, along with Anton LaVey, he was in the Council of Nine. So Peter Gilmore's been with Anton LaVey since the beginning of the Church of Satan, and they've actually kept records of people who have become members of the Church of Satan, and he said that there's no record of him. So
I'm more inclined to believe him than I am Bill, because Bill's been caught in so many lies already. It's kind of sad. He just wants to sound like this person so that everybody will respect him, give him money, or take him at his word, because now that he claims that he is a holy man of God and he knows all the lies out there, and people want to believe the lies over anything else.
Right.
by saying that what you've done is you've committed the ad hominem fallacy. You're attacking the man. And even if he wasn't those things, which I don't grant, I'm just saying, even if he wasn't, it's logically irrelevant. So you need to engage the information and the arguments that he gives. And I have no reason to dispute his claims. I have no reason to deny his testimony. He says in the book that he was initiated into Alexandrian Wicca in February 1973. I have no reason to dispute his claim. So basically, you need to engage the argument, and one does not have to drink poison to know it is deadly. See, he doesn't even have to be a Wiccan or a Satanist to know that those things are deadly. One doesn't have to be a communist in order to criticize communism. So I recommend you read the book. And
did he just equate paganism, witchcraft with communism?
Sort of. Sort of. He wanted that. That's pretty much the end of it. He said that you don't have to drink poison to know that it's poison. You don't have to be a communist to criticize communism.
That's fucked up.
But the funniest thing is that whole argument is bogus, because basically they're calling something poison and then saying it's poisonous. So it's like me drinking water and somebody saying, well, that water is poisonous, and I'm drinking the water saying, no, it's not poisonous water.
Exactly. This was so deadly. If being a witch was so deadly, then why haven't you died? Why haven't I died? Why hasn't Loki died? We're still here, and we've been practicing for 15 plus years,
Right.
vigilantly.
Yep. And so I'm going to look up, let me see, I'm going to look up that was the link to the video. Administrate, okay, that was Zachary Ventus month. I mean, remember. Oh, here it is. We have so far found no record of anyone named.
Yeah.
Russell.
That's Soren's typing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So anyhow, yeah. So there's. I mean, I continue to refute his arguments, and I'll continue to. I mean, that's what they do, is they try to into Wicca. So then what they can do is then they can supposedly give testimony of what they did, and it's still, just because they're lying about it doesn't make it true.
Like Robert just said, don't let facts get in the way of a good story, and that's exactly what they do. Is they have this grandiose story of fiction and fantasy, good entertainment. Like if it was a movie, I'd probably watch it. They're trying to degrade other people for their beliefs. I have a huge problem with that, and lying about another person's belief. We lost you. We can't hear you.
Me or Logan?
Yeah.
Logan.
Yeah, I know. I turned my mic off. Sorry about that.
Okay.
There you go.
So, yeah, sorry about that. So, but there was an article on Pathos of somebody who had been called into a studio, and it was this Christian radio station, and they wanted to talk to some live Wiccans, and they get there and they find out that Bill Schnoebelen is one of the people that's on this radio show, and so they're basically, William Schnoebelen says his thing, and then they turn to the Wiccans, and the Wiccans, they're like shocked. They don't know what to say. They didn't really give him a chance to talk or anything like that. And meanwhile, Bill Schnoebelen was talking about animal sacrifice and human sacrifice and all this stuff, and like their jaws are dropped. And then afterwards, when they cut the commercial, Bill Schnoebelen looks at him and says, well, you know, obviously I don't believe all of this. This is just what I do. So he's full of shit and he knows it. So he's playing games with them. Let me see if I can find the link to that article.
He's doing it for, I think, more or less the shock value when it comes to stuff like that. And there's a lot of people who do that. And if you sit there and shock somebody enough by, yes, they do this, they do that, I know because I saw, and they'll look at you like, really? Like, you saw all of that. Why didn't you stop it? Well, I couldn't because of this or that or da-da-da-da. It's just... It's weird how people think it's okay to try that.
Well, I mean, if it's an act, he needs to tell people that, because what is happening is that he's saying all this stuff, creating this bullshit narrative, but he's not telling people that it's false. And so what is happening is that these people who do believe all of this stuff, like the person who went into Ping Pong Pizza with an assault rifle looking for their basement, is that you get these people who are they're off the rocker, they're nuts, and they actually believe this stuff, and they will actually go out and possibly inflict harm upon the pretense that everything that Bill Schnoebelen is saying is true. And that's the scary part, you know. And like I've said in videos before, it's like people have lost their job because they were found to be Wiccan. People have gone into court. They've had custody battles. They've been denied place of residency because they're Wiccan. So I mean, there's an impact that happens to us, and one of this is because a lot of these bullshit things are perpetuated, and so people believe that you know, like we're sacrificing animals and human beings, and that we're evil people, and we're worshiping Satan and all this stuff. So that's the thing that pisses me off.
Yeah. But what's even worse is people sometimes encourage them to do stuff like this. And when people encourage others to either lie about what they were into or push certain agendas, they will do anything to push said agenda, even if it makes them sound like their past was horrible. And it can get to the point of, like what you said happened with the guy who went in with the assault rifle. Because some people become that fanatic to where they believe anything and everything somebody says.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, you know, I mean, I remember like being in a chat, in the Now You See TV chat, when they were talking, Bill Schnoebelen and David Carrico were talking about Aleister Crowley and how Aleister Crowley was into human sacrifice. And then they were talking about abducting kids and child molestation, and people in the chat were obviously very vocal about that, very upset about that, and getting mad and stuff like that. And people were like just threatening me, like, I'm gonna mute you, man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They were like, that's all right. They were like, being mad and threatening me, like they were going to come and hunt people down and kill them if they ever saw them in their town doing stuff like that. It's like, I mean, they're serious about it.
It's the mob mentality. It's the mob mentality, the bystander effect. Normally, people have died because of the bystander effect, but the mob mentality idea of these guys are getting people fired up to do this, and everybody will say one thing when they're in a group, but if they're actually out in the real world, hopefully it's a different story to where they won't do this, but some people have been known to. And you have to also realize some people get to that point of they're so focused on, well, so and so is always right, so I have to do what's right and protect our children. If I kill this person, that means I'm protecting the kids and I'm in the right.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily think it's mob mentality. They're actually running on erroneous information.
That too.
You know?
But when it comes to like attacking you in a chat, it gets to that mob mentality of they feel safer that they can say it, hi cat, and the cat made me
and I agree with you, but I think that's a byproduct of it. I think first of all, they're believing the nonsense. They're believing the lies. They're believing that. They believe them. You know? And so what happens is then that becomes justification for their feelings of anger and aggression. And yeah, I agree with you. Then they might get into the mob mentality. Like if other people are doing it, then they'll jump in there too. But actually not everybody in the chat was doing that. There was only like a couple of people who, I think there was one particular person who was like, well, if I ever see Wiccans out in the forest or whatever, I'm going to get my gun and shoot them. And it's like, so you're going to kill people based on what these people are saying? It's ridiculous, you know?
I was in one of their chats. I was in one of their chats once, and this lady, I was actually surprised that this lady was really, really nice, because this was like the second time I was in their chat. And she was actually genuinely curious about what I believed. Buying into either side, she was trying to make her own opinion, it seemed. You know, so I was like, you know, lady, everyone else was like, you need to get saved, Jesus this, Jesus that, and I mean, nobody's threatened to, you know, shoot me in the forest or anything, boy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole range of people in their chat. I mean, there's people who were semi reasonable and just like, they're reasonable people. And then there were some people who are just like completely buying into all of this, you know? And that's the scary part. I mean, you don't have to convince 100 people. Just convince one person who might be a little off the rocker, and then next thing you know, they go in shooting up a bunch of people because they believe whatever, you know?
It just takes that one person that is that unstable and that hears the stuff, and they think that if they go and do this, that they will save so many lives, regardless of the fact that they're taking lives, and that's supposed to be against what they believe to begin with. And they think they're in the right, which comes to the argument of, we will think somebody who does something like that is wrong and is quote unquote bad. They will think they're in the right and that they're the good guy, and we're the bad guys for criticizing him or her or whoever does it. And it's one of those, in the eye of the beholder, but in the same time, I'm sorry, if you kill somebody, that's a no. I mean, I may be one that thinks death penalty is okay, but that's also because there are certain things that I rather not waste my tax dollars on. But I also have family on death row that I believe deserve to be there. I mean, they killed people. I mean, killing is one of those, I don't care who you are. If you kill anyone, you're still a douchebag. Yeah, I don't see how it's justified unless they physically tried to kill you. If it was in self-defense, I can understand, but walking in somewhere and brandishing a gun, demanding something, or, oh, there's pagans in the forest that are surrounding a tree, I'm going to shoot them. It could just be teenagers talking around a tree. It doesn't mean they're pagan.
Yeah, well, exactly. And I mean, that was kind of the point. But I mean, I think that one of the things was because they were talking about, killing children, and obviously people are very opposed to that. But, they just, I mean, it tugs at people's emotions, and then people feel like they have to protect the kids or whatever. And yeah, I agree with what you said. They feel justified in it, But that's the scary thing, is because you're just kind of you're running on not all the information that's present there. I mean, Aleister Crowley was never, He was never into infanticide, nor was he ever convicted of murder, in any country he was in, So this information that they're passing on, and then they throw in other stuff that doesn't exist. They say, oh, well, kidnappings happen, and those kidnappings, what happens with those kids is they get sacrificed in satanic practices. It's like, how do you know that? How do you know that's what's happened? Most kidnappings happen by their own parents or parent after they've divorced. Most kidnappings happen by members of their own family. Rarely do kidnappings happen by strangers, but it does happen, unfortunately. But it doesn't mean that those kids are being sacrificed.
No, it doesn't. And sometimes you find the kids and sometimes you don't, or you find, I hate to say it like this, remains, and mostly of the time it's the people who do stuff like that are normally ones that either are obvious that they are that kind of lunatic crazy because they have a shelter in the woods and they think technology is going to eat their soul, or they're just like the normal person next door.
Yeah.
It's one of those you never really know, and it doesn't mean they're a saintness just because they kidnapped and killed somebody. They could be anything and do that. It's their mentality, not their religion, that normally drives people. Or one would hope.
Yep. Let me see. So, oh yeah, Animus channel. So yeah, Animus. We have Heathen Haven every Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So I don't know what time zone you live in, but yeah, we have it all the time at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So let me see. My veiled sex magic. I don't know. They're talking about sex magic.
Yeah.
Motive LeBron says, suddenly reminded of my Osiratu joke. I don't know what that is. Maybe you could tell us the joke.
Tell us the joke. Do it.
Yes, tell us the joke. And then Jeremy said veiled sex magic. Yeah, I know. So I don't know how those two things are related.
I don't know either. But it's just interesting reading the comments.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was a thing. There was Alex Jones is apparently going through a divorce with his wife, and so he's claiming now that all of his InfoWars stuff has all been an act. Like he doesn't believe all of this stuff. So what do you think about that?
I've been watching Alex Jones for a long time. That dude is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like, I kept on saying, this motherfucker needs to be put in a straight jacket with one of those bite guard things.
Mm-hmm.
Guy is. And this was all just an act. No, I don't. No. I don't believe it one bit. This guy seriously believed.
What about you? What about you, Loki? What do you think?
Well, I've seen a few of the InfoWars thing, and then afterwards I'm like, nope, I'm just done. And all I can say about this guy that he is, if he's acting, I want to know his fucking acting coach. Because if it's just an act, then if it's all fake, then I'm pretty sure I'm a fake woman. If it was all fake.
Okay.
If it's fake, then I'm really a dude. But I think he's just claiming that so he looks better, so that he doesn't get slammed with stuff or who knows what. People in divorces will claim certain things, and he's just saying all this to make himself look better, even though he looks awful to begin with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm tending to think that that it is an act. I kind of think it is, because that's how he makes his money, and it seems like he just kind of like he knows that if the more outrageous he is, the more people take him seriously. or not, excuse me, don't take him seriously, but I mean, the more people watch him. So I don't know. I kind of tend to believe that it's all an act, but I could be wrong. But just because I can't believe that somebody would believe shit like that, like they were talking about the flat Earth in the chat. It's like somebody actually believes in the flat Earth. I'm like, how can you possibly believe that the Earth is flat? It's like, you know. So some of the stuff that they talk about, I just can't believe that a rational human being would actually believe that.
But it's scary that some do.
Yeah.
Moat put up his joke.
Oh, good.
Okay, so it says KKK hears. Oh, hold on, guys. KKK hears there's a bunch of pagans in the woods doing rituals. They think of naked hippies dancing around a bonfire, so they go to fuck with them one night. They run across Asatrus. Hey, you brought a cross. I got a hammer.
That's kind of horrible.
Instead, they run across Asaratus, and one of them says, "Hey, you brought a cross. I got a hammer. Any nails?" Here's a bunch of pagans in the woods doing rituals. They think a bunch of naked dancing around bonfires, so they go to fuck with them one night. Instead, they run across Asaratus, and one of them says, "Hey, you brought a cross. I got a hammer." Oh, I see now. Okay.
My cat is reading the chat.
Your cat is reading the chat?
Yeah,
she's all
looking
bug-eyed.
right at the. Yeah, she's looking right at the area on my computer where the chat's at, and now I have her distracted because I'm moving something in my hand off screen, and now she distracted by that.
She does kind of have that like intense, like slightly confused but concentrating look in her eyes.
Oh, I love messing with my cat. But if he is acting, then he's doing a damn good job at it. But I do know people who are crazy enough to believe that stuff, and that's frightening.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I've been doing this flat Earth series. This guy Rob Skiba, and he believes that the Earth is flat. And it's like, come on, how can you? And he believes that the Earth is flat because, well, he looks out on the horizon and everything's flat. It's like
there was a rapper that did a song called Flat Lines, and it was talking about flat Earth. Mm-hmm. Then Neil deGrasse Tyson did a rap on a TV show, on a daytime TV series. It was absolutely fucking hilarious to see a well-renowned scientist. Gotta look it up. It is hilarious. Hilarious.
It's great.
Yep. But he was saying that from his perspective, he looks around and all the horizon looks flat. But that's because the curvature in equal direction all around is the same, so it looks flat.
Did they fail science class or something, or did they fail math or what? I don't get it. How?
Apparently, from what I gather, is they believe that NASA, scientists, all of this is fake. It's all fake. They Photoshop images of the Earth from space. It's all fabricated. They never went to the moon. It's all scientists throughout the entire world. They think they fudged all their stuff to make it look that way. And it's all a grand conspiracy to prove that the Earth is not flat and to make up that it's round. And the whole purpose of that is because of it's actually flat and not round. So it all comes back to Satan, basically.
And Antarctica is a 550-foot ice wall.
Oh yes, and also they they have the Coast Guard, apparently, even in international waters and also in other countries' waters, which would violate international treaty law, but they're apparently patrolling and preventing people from getting to this ice wall so that they actually come to the edge of the earth.
That is, and that's what fucks me up too. Is this is something this huge to say that the world is flat? Something that huge would, like, somebody's got to spill the beans at some time. You know,
Right, exactly.
that's something you can't hide from the public.
Mhm.
And they used the wrong math. Besides, they were one guy.
Yeah.
On my channel, he was using basic middle school algebra. Not even kidding. And it's like, use algebra to find out flat planes. That's why the math works. Tree, you know, a little bit higher about the curvature of the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And on that same note, I mean, the whole there's an ice wall blocking thing, then explain why certain planes can travel certain distance around the world and not fly off of it.
Right.
I doubt that they even explained that or attempt to.
One guy did. It's a disc. The way they believe the flat Earth is the UN flag. How the globe is in the UN flag. That's how they believe the world looks.
Right.
And that Antarctica surrounds it inside.
They hurt
Flying
my brain.
turtles in space or some shit.
But yeah, but Loki's got a point. If you're on a flat Earth and you have an airplane, if you just stayed in a straight line, wouldn't you go beyond the flat Earth?
You would imagine you would.
Yeah.
But remember, east and west is always in a circle. It always goes around the globe. So they're saying, well, of course you can go around the globe when you're on the equator. You just got to tilt ever so slightly, every so often to complete the circle. And it's like, what?
Oh, so even if somebody took the airplane and they went straight out, they would never do that because they would actually go around in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make any sense.
Retarded, right?
Yeah. I mean, so why don't they get somebody to rent a plane and then keep the airplane completely straight? And they can do that. They can always go east or whatever and just see what happens. Just go in a straight line and refuel as needed.
Because the GPS bullshit or whatever.
Oh, that's rigged too.
Yeah.
Everything's rigged.
No satellites.
Gotcha. That's rigged too. Yeah, yeah. I forgot how deep and powerful the Illuminati actually is. I always forget that.
And you get paid. Somebody pays you for crying out loud. Jeez.
Well, at least somebody's
I'll-
paying us.
Yeah, really.
YouTube
Always-
sure ain't.
Yeah, sure the hell not. Yeah, even big channels aren't getting any revenue.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Illuminati, for keeping our channels alive.
Yeah, really. Do you have your channel monetized, Loki?
No,
you don't.
they haven't approved it because of everything that's going
Oh,
on. They
that's right.
stopped approving monetizations until they figure out the issue with the ads.
Oh, okay.
Because
Yeah, 'cause-
a lot of
Go
the
ahead.
bigger channels are down 70% on their monetization and of their ad revenue.
mhm.
So
And I think they also changed the requirement for it. So you have to have 10,000 views overall for your entire channel before you get monetized. But I'm sure you're probably over that.
I am, due to some of the older videos I have on my channel. I was over that about 2 years ago. But
Mad's shaking his head.
Yeah,
You're
but
not.
also because we talk about religion, they're pulling ads from anything that talks about religion. That if it's in the title, they become demonetized. Is what a few places have tested it. H3H3 just to see what would happen. Change one of their videos titles that was monetized to some religion talk or something like that. And it had the word religion in it, and it automatically became demonetized.
That would be grounds for a lawsuit. I don't think they would do that.
But they
Technically,
did.
YouTube is a private organization.
Yeah, but it has to do with. Yeah, but still, it's protected. It's considered a protected class. So if you're not monetizing someone because they're talking about religion, that would be you would have grounds for a lawsuit. I don't know if you would necessarily win, but you would definitely have grounds for it because you could say that they're discriminatory against people who are talking about religion.
True, but I even know with certain private organizations, which like working for volunteering technically for Komoricon, is a nonprofit organization that's considered a private institution, privatized, so they can have certain rules that normally you wouldn't. Like, you have to have a valid ID and you have to have a government issue ID. And there are people in the state of Oregon who have that whole, well, we're not part of the government, so this is our belief system to where we don't need state ID and you have to let us in regardless. Not if it's a private organization, not if it's a private event. That is where they come to it. But at the same time, Google has more lawyers than any small YouTuber does.
Yeah. Well, anyhow, I think I would. I mean, I don't know. And how do you know that they're doing that?
Well, I got an email saying that they're not monetizing anyone at the moment. So I'm like, okay. And I follow H3H3, and I actually watched that video, and it went from being monetized to demonetized within a day, to having it turned off. But a lot of people are getting that happening to them if they have certain things in the title. A lot of the horror channels are losing their monetization because it's not ad friendly, because they're talking about old murder cases or a creepy story. And if it's not ad friendly, aka family friendly, it doesn't get monetized.
Yeah. Yeah, that I believe, because I know that, because it's like I said, I did that Kenny Klein video, and it was not approved for monetization. Then before that, I did a video mentioning 9/11, and it was demonetized.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's really sad that they're going this route of advertiser friendly, because I mean, what are people going to be to have a monetized video? You're going to have to be talking about what? Rainbows and unicorns and fluffy bunnies and
cat videos.
Yeah.
I don't know. Even cat videos might be a little too violent, though. You know.
It might be, but I mean, they've done it to news channels. I think how they have it to where they can take it off of religious videos, because religion isn't advertiser friendly, because not everybody's religious. So you have to encompass what everybody feels.
That's the problem. There are so many religious advertisements out there, especially with Christianity. It's unbelievable. And speaking of somebody who makes videos and stuff, I just got a notification. But anyways, there's commercials and businesses for every type of content on YouTube. I would love to see somebody say that there isn't. But so far, you know, your animal videos, fucking put PETA up there or some shit.
Yeah.
you know, something like ours, go ahead and put, you know, Budweiser commercials. I hate Budweiser, but you know what? If Budweiser's going to pay me for it, fucking do it.
Oh yeah. I mean, I understand that a lot of companies had pulled ad from Google to begin with, and I can understand some of their reasonings, but you got to realize it's randomly put. They don't go. I don't think anyone sits there and goes, "Oh, look, there's a Pepsi commercial on a Let's Hail Hitler video," or
Yeah.
it doesn't mean Pepsi supports that. It just means it's an annoying ad that pops up, and that's why I know a lot of people with freaking ad blockers.
Yeah, because this is my theory behind it. Now, there was this thing about advertisers pulling out because they didn't want their commercials playing next to quote unquote sensitive material. So let's say they had 1,000 advertisers to pull from to put on various people's videos. Now, instead of having 1,000 advertisers, let's say maybe they only have 100. So now they have 100 advertisers that they can put on people's videos, but because they only pay, those advertisers only paying for X amount, they can't put those videos to make up for that other 900 advertisers that would be on people's videos. So they're only putting those small pool of videos on certain channels that they know are like completely, you know, advertiser friendly or whatever. So I don't think that Google is particularly picking on certain people like the LGBTQ plus community or the religious videos or this or that. I think that it's just the way the pool of advertisers is so small, they're only picking certain videos to put it on. So that's why a lot of these big channels, which usually see like, you know, like thousands or millions of views, are actually only like, or no, excuse me, not views. Their revenue is like usually this high, and now it's like a trickle. I think it's because the pool of advertisers is so small. So I don't think that it's necessarily the content of the videos at this time is being demonetized or not available for monetization. I think it's just the pool of advertisers is so small.
That might be it too, because like you said, even a lot of the bigger YouTubers, a few of them, like Philip DeFranco and even Drawbone Alert, have turned off their ads. And they actually have staff that they normally pay to help them with the YouTube channels. But a lot of people have noticed it is certain groups and keywords that are getting their ads pulled.
Mm-hmm.
Which, it's sad, and I know people can easily go on to anything, because I have a video that I have set on private now that somebody tried to copyright claim, and yet it's still, if I turn it off of private, people can still view it, but they try to copyright claim. I did dispute it, but because there is a claim on it, it won't ever let me collect anything on it if
until it's
it did
resolved.
get monetized. Well,
right. You won't whatever revenue you collect on that video, they're like, they put in like some imaginary bank or whatever. So depending upon who wins that copyright dispute, like, I mean, basically not who wins, but I mean, the person has X amount of time to decide whether or not they want to pursue legal action against you. If you dispute it, if you just say, yeah, I accept the copyright claim, and you don't dispute it, then they get the monies for it. But if you dispute it, then they have X amount of time to basically pursue legal action against you. And if they don't pursue legal action against you within a certain time period, then they forfeit their claim, and then that money that's in that little bank is going to go to you.
Well, here's the problem: is I've had this, it's been flagged like this, and I've responded to it once saying I will fight this, and it's still been flagged. It hasn't been dropped, and it's been over 2-3 years. So I don't know what's going on with that one, because I never received any other emails or any other notifications after I said I will fight for my video, because in the video I said it's fair use, which it was. And
well, that sounds unusual. I don't know. I don't know what that case is. I mean, I've had several of those claims, and that I don't know. I've never had any experience with what you're talking about.
yeah, but at the same time, I'm thinking I might have had more than one person try it, because it has footage that I got off YouTube, and it was under the fair use thing, because even the person who I got it from said, yeah, you can use it. I got it that way too. And it's a Japanese company that's trying to claim it. And I'm like, it's nothing in it is Japanese, not even the song or the animation or even the talking. It's all,
yeah.
Technically, Marvel had more pull on it than anyone else would have. And
so what color is the icon for your $sign?
On mine?
For the video you're talking about, yeah.
It's last I looked, because like I said, they won't monetize my channel. So it was taken. So it, at one point it did have one, which it was green when I first applied, and then it was red with a line through it for that one. And then because they're like, well, we can't monetize your channel, they took off all monetization on my channel, and I haven't got anything, and none of my videos have that on it. So I don't know what's going on with that. And I'm like, well, maybe it's because they changed their terms and condition on it, and I'll just figure it out when it happens.
So for example, if I, like, let's say, for example, let's say for my Heathens, the 21 Pilots cover of Heathens, that was, I don't get any money from that. That's all that money goes to the bands who I copied, or not copied, I basically used the clips from. That's their money. They get all that money. I don't make any money off of that. Because they own copyrights to that song. I can't use it. So if I use any clips of movies, songs, anything like that in my video, even if it's like for 30 seconds, 45 seconds, whatever, I'm going to lose all monetization for that entire video. Yeah. Now, I have had claims by, for example, Anita Fuentes. Anita Fuentes made a claim that I was using her video and I was stealing money from her, and it wasn't in fair use. And I challenged it. I said, okay, I believe it's fair use. I gave her time, however much time she needed, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or whatever it is, to actually take me to court and, serve me with papers, and we'll go to court over it. And she released it. So all of that money that I had lost in that video, which was, like a couple of cents, it wasn't a lot, but I got that money back. And then I had another one, which was there was text that I used, and in this whole video, it was all me. It was all me, and I had even copied some text out of Eliphas Levi's Transcendental Magic, and somebody had put a copyright claim on that, and I challenged it, and it got resolved, and I won that one. It was like, there was nothing, absolutely nothing that I used from someone's video in that. And so it's weird, but if you challenge it, it's in their hands to go ahead and challenge it. But if you copy like a movie or music, it can be automatic.
Yeah. And honestly, if all else, it might just be because of the music, but at the same time, the fact that it's a company that tried it, so it might have got lifted, and then all of a sudden they realized, oh wait, this is copyrighted music, or something else in it was copyrighted, and they pulled it without notification, which sometimes I've been told they do, or it goes into my spam or stuff like that. I don't know. I rarely check my spam folder anymore.
Yeah, if you have music in the background, sometimes they'll copyright it.
It was probably the music from the background then.
Yeah, because there was some case about somebody who, like, they filmed their baby like dancing to to Michael Jackson's Beat It or something like that. And it was just like, you know, a little friendly, happy family video, and they put it up on YouTube, and Warner Brothers came in and claimed started taking all their revenue for it. And they had like millions of views on this one video, and they just lost all of that money because they used Michael Jackson's Beat It in the background.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is, but that's what happens, you know. So
I've only had I had 3 of my videos already claimed by other participants. One was I think either my Christmas or my New Year's special, because I played one of those That Poppy songs.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, no, fine, that's fine, because it is, you know, their stuff, you know. Another one was that video with the cards and everything. I was using that came with my video editing software.
Mm-hmm.
Band claimed that's perfectly fine. I'll keep it up. I'll support you guys' stuff. I mean, it is on my channel. What really confused me was it HuffPost fucking bullshit videos, those fuck white people videos. There was a song playing in the background video that got monetized. The whole video wasn't monetized. It was just a little sliver, this little itty bitty sliver of the video, and that was it. I'm like, you know what? I don't know if it, because none of the rest of the video was monetized. It was just that little itty bitty sliver that was claimed.
Huh?
That might have been.
Yeah, because usually what happens, even if you have like a 20-minute video and you use 30 seconds of a song or 30 seconds of a movie clip or something, and somebody claims copyright on it and you lose the copyright, basically your whole video is demonetized. All the money that video makes goes to them. Even though there's only a 30-second clip in there, they get all that money for it. That's like, so when I made that mashup for 21 Heathens, I just knew it was just, I was never going to see a penny for that. I just made it just for entertainment purposes. That's it. I even contacted the 2 bands that I used in that mashup, and I said, hey, look, you know, I made this little video.
Right, but the thing is that my channel is not monetized. I have not.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
I'm not in it for the money. I just wanted to get my opinion out there. But video from like HuffPost, like I forgot who it was from, but it was a fuck white people video. That's the important part. The whole video was fine, except that one little section. So I think it might have been something in that video that the same people who, not the people I was making the video about.
Okay.
I think that might have been what was going on.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, I don't care. I mean, sometimes I just make videos just for the, you know, just for fun's sake. I'll just make videos. And I mean, I have under 2,000 subscribers, so I'm not like, you know, like maybe every 6 months, maybe I make about $100. That's about it. So it's not like I'm living high in the hog off of YouTube.
Don't worry, my channel's only worth $5 apparently.
Yeah. So do you have over 1,000? You have over 1,000 views on your channel, Mad?
I think I have 15,000 right now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I think I haven't checked my views in a long time. I know I have 112 subscribers now. Mm-hmm. I have what is it, like 119 videos, 120 videos.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of very horrible content.
Yeah, you should be eligible for monetization if you wanted to. I mean, it's a little bit of money here and there. It's not. I mean, right now it's crap, but who knows what might happen in the future with the advertisers. I mean, the advertisers, they're losing money too, in a sense, because they're losing. I mean, I don't know who watches TV. I mean, if you're over 60 years old, you probably still watch TV. Most people are watching YouTube. So advertisers, I mean, they're losing money the longer that they maintain this boycott of YouTube. So, I mean, they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot. So eventually it's going to get resolved, I'm sure.
Well, YouTube is trying to become television now. And I think that that's going to be that's a bad move for YouTube. In my personal opinion, that's not going to be, you know, that's not why we watch YouTube. We watch YouTube because it's, like you said, you know, it's I haven't watched TV. There's only like 3 shows I watch on TV right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything else is either on Netflix or YouTube.
Yeah, I was about to say, I live off Netflix or YouTube. I mean, we have a cable box. It's not even hooked up to TV because I have the TV hooked up to my computer.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. The only time I watch TV is like when I watch the news before I go to sleep, and then maybe Seinfeld, or, you know, just as I'm going to sleep, I like to watch a little bit of TV. But other than that, I never watch TV. Oh, except when Gotham comes back on. I'm addicted to Gotham.
I was addicted to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Cat. What the? Ow.
Into the Badlands is my show though on AMC.
Which show?
Into the Badlands.
Oh, okay.
It's a martial art. I shouldn't say parody, but it's a apocalyptic with a lot of martial arts, killing. Really good storyline too.
All right. Well, it's already after 9. Looks like the Witches girl says she's heading out, so I think we should probably wrap it up. It's probably getting pretty late, especially where you are, Mad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool. So next week, Mad, do you want to try to host, or I mean, what do you think about your internet connection?
I don't know. It's been acting kind of funky. I was playing Xbox earlier this week, and it kept on kicking me out of missions.
Okay.
So I don't know. I have great internet connection. Like everything, like it's not my internet connection. It definitely is not my internet connection. It's got to be something else.
All right. Well, do you want to host next week?
Yeah, I'll try to host. But there is if something does happen with my sharing, one of you two can screen share.
Oh yeah.
That's a good idea.
So we don't have to cut out. So if there is a problem, chat whoever's. I mean, we around here most of the time, so you guys will know. If there's something wrong with the video on your guys' end, please let us know so that we can fix the problem.
Yeah, that's an excellent idea. That's an excellent idea, Matt. So then either Loki or myself can screen share. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All righty. Thanks everybody in the chat. You all were fantastic as usual. Thank you all. Thanks, Mad. Thanks, Loki. And we will see you next Sunday. So good night, all.
I have a brain fart next week.
Huh?
And forget?
Yes.
Yeah, I completely forgot. I was sitting here watching Netflix and trying to wind down from my assignments earlier today. Set back to, life.
Oh, if all else fails, I'll just hit up Witch's Girl on Facebook and go poke mad. Remind
really.
him.
That's what she did. That's what she did. She was like, "Aren't you supposed to be doing that thing tonight?" I'm like, "What thing?"
What
like,
thing?
I'm like, "Live show." I look at my computer. I'm like, "Fuck! It's Sunday."
You're like, wake his ass up. All right. Thanks. Good night, all.
All right, blessed be,
everyone.
y'all.